Jens Kramer said to you before the game that these Yugoslavs were players to watch. What is your impression of them so far?
Well, so far they've been very composed. They're obviously very experienced. They've put some nice work on the ball. Pavkovic took his first goal very well. Tomic took the second goal brilliantly. And Andy Honorato, the Montreal Supra coach, must be wondering, how can we get back into this game? We're down 2-0. We've really had some good scoring opportunities, 2 to be exact. We've not found the net yet. We've only scored 6 goals so far all season in 4 games, and we have to get the next one. If we lose the next goal, then I think it's game over. And that was the linesman, Mr. Victor Montesino, checking to see if the nets are okay. I don't think there's been too many shots to disrupt the nets, but referee Adriano Brunetti is all set to go.
2-0, North York leading on goals by Pavkovic and Tomic, and the trio of Yugoslavs. The one that hasn't hit the board so far is Stefan Lankanovic, and there is the Yugoslavian head coach, Mirko Bazic, from the Windsor Wheels of the National Soccer League. He was a winner there and now hopes to be a winner here in the Canadian Soccer League. And Mr. Adriano Brunetti will put the ball down at center spot, and we're ready to begin our second half of play. And we want to update you on the game in Toronto between the Ottawa Intrepid and the Toronto Blizzard. And look at this. Toronto now leading 4-0 over Ottawa as they play late in the first half, about 10 minutes remaining. And David Byrne, late in the second half, and David Byrne has 3 of the goals. Albanis plays it forward, and it's cleared by the Rockets defense. And look at this, another player, Supra player, is down.
Yeah, I think it's Tasso Koutsoukis
is down at the edge of the box.
Ooh, and Andy Honorato must squirm every time he sees one of the white shirts go down. I don't think this is too serious. It was big Jens Kramer knocking the ball out. It hit Tasso Koutsoukis in the face, and down he went. So here's another look at it. Big clearance by Jens. Ooh, Tasso takes it right in the chin. That's like getting hit by George Foreman, or Cassius Clay, or Muhammad Ali.
Or Mike Tyson.
Whatever.
Tasso Koutsoukis in his second season had 6 goals in 24 games. Last year he was a late addition to the Super side from the Kansas City Comets of the MISL. Has 1 goal so far this year. Busiest person on the field for Montreal has been their trainer, Dave Paris, or Paris. He's done an awful lot of running around, and certainly will add some injury time to the end of this game as well. Calgary, can they beat Vancouver? David Pratt talked about that at halftime. Vancouver looking to set an all-time record. And Victoria playing in Edmonton, and I like that Edmonton side, Justin Fashion, who has them playing some very tough soccer.
Well, they're coming on to form, but Victoria coming off a 1-0 midweek win at Calgary. So Victoria, for a fledgling side, have been very impressive. I mean, they've given up the fewest goals in the league.
The ball through. Here's a chance. Yes! And there it is. Vladen Tomic gets number 2, and quickly it's 3-0 North York.
And Andy Honorato can just look and say, where were my defenders? To leave the big fellow one-on-one. This is a beautiful goal. Right into the far corner. Aldo Braccio's got no chance. Watch it. He controls it well, lets it bounce. Now watch this volley. Right into the side netting. Beautiful. Only beautiful.
The second goal of the game for Vladen Tomic, this one at 48 minutes. And it's 3-0 now for North York.
And now the Montreal Supra have got no option but to try and push forward. Andy Honorato, that goal was the last thing he wanted.
And Tomic going for more, but this time Alexis, who was maybe guilty of giving up and giving him space, this time Alexis got back in time.
Well, it was a great run by Vladan Tomic. He plays in midfield, but he strode onto that ball beautifully. He scored one in the 27th minute. He scored this one just 3 minutes into the second half. What a great time to get a goal. And what a goal it was. Luqueta, we thought, scored the goal of the season for Ottawa last week on our TSN broadcast against Hamilton. I tell you, that one by Vladan Tomic, that's got a rate with it, and Tomic has to be one of our favourites for the Foster's Player of the Game.
Tommy Kane for Gagnon. Kane, Diot. Fraser hooks it into the goal area, into the 6-yard box, but nobody was there. Ferguson will throw it out to the near side. Quateron. Camiso, Quateron, play give and go. Diot. Albenis. Gagnon. Ian Fraser works by Camiso and then looks for Tsutsukos up front, but the ball intercepted before it gets there. And again, the pass just runs by everybody as the Supra may be guilty of not running onto the balls as much, not making some space.
Well, there's a saying in this game, you can only play as well as the opposition allows you, and right now the North York Rockets are not allowing the Montreal Supra to play at all.
Quateron to the far side, and Alexis gets back and marks his man, and it'll be a foul on Tomic. We talk about the dedication of some of the players. There's Ian Fraser, who has returned from playing with Kansas City of the MISL. Made the all-night drive to be here, arrived here on Friday, played in 87 and 88 with Hamilton, saw a brief time with Toronto, but now is in Montreal and committed to making the CSL work, and work particularly here in Montreal. Ian Fraser. Tsutsukos. Kane with a nice move, but then Coyle is there to bounce him off the ball. And Mr. Brunetti has a word for John Coyle. Still wants to have more of a word with him and then lets him go. Kane. Tsutsukos. Works across the top of the box and then cuts it through, but again, everybody waiting for the offside, and they couldn't break fast enough, and then the ball went harmlessly to Ferguson. Tasso Tsutsukos trying to make things happen for Montreal as they trail 3-0.
Offside. Little unlucky there. Eddie Berdusco played a 1-2 with Pavkovic, just went a little too early for the return pass, and Stanley Chan, the linesman on the far side, up goes the yellow flag. But I must say that Eddie Berdusco and Zelko Pavkovic have combined very well this evening. First game for number 10, Zelko Pavkovic, for this North York Rockets, Yugoslavian of course, scored the first goal at 2 minutes into the first half. What a way to start.
Steve Jansen will leave it for Don Ferguson, who's playing his first game as the Rockets keeper. Sarantopoulos. Lonkarevic. Loses it at midfield. Fraser then gives it away. This is Coyle for the Rockets. Tomic can't get under it as the ball will go into touch on the far side. And there you see some of the construction bags, materials they're using to put down a brand new track here at Cordovar. This is a magnificent facility built, of course, for the Olympic Games in 1976. They played volleyball here. They even played some of the qualifying soccer games on this pitch.
They played one qualifying soccer game in the under-16 World Championship when it was about 3 feet of water on it, and we tried to show that game in TSN, and we had to put it off for a 24-hour period to let the field drain off. But it really is a marvelous complex. They've got an indoor facility, they've got an AstroTurf facility, actually OmniTurf facility, and we were watching the kids play on it today. It's just a marvelous facility.
Albanus, as now the Supra are pushing everybody up. Only 2 men remain back. Jansen heads it out of danger. Camiso. Lankarovic. The long ball looking for Verduzco, and he has him here on the near side. Verduzco turns. Coyle is to his right, gets it there, and finally it's cleared away, and Gagnon will play it back to Braccio.
And John Coyle wanted the ball a little bit earlier from Eddie Verduzco. By the time the ball was actually pushed to Coyle, he was surrounded by white shirts. There was not much he could do with it. An early ball, he was clean through.
Tommy Kane. This is Needham. Tsutsukos. Little give and go with Ritzi. Doesn't go. Quattaro. It's a final score. Toronto wins big over Ottawa at Centennial Stadium. 4-0 the final. David Byrne scoring 3 goals. So the Blizzard now with 12 points. And they lead second place Hamilton by 4 in the Eastern Division. The Steelers idle a ball in the box. Can somebody get to it? No. Now they're looking for the penalty. And they won't get it. As they thought that Ritzi may have been pulled down. Mr. Brunetti saying, come on, let's play on. Play on, there was no foul. Let's keep it going.
And unfortunately, when you're bottom of the league and things are going against you, that's the kind of decisions that really go against you. When you need a little break, when you're struggling at the foot of the league as Montreal Supra are, that's the kind of breaks you need, but you very seldom get.
D'Alexis. Fraser gives it away. Camiso right at midfield. Tomic. Verduzco was making a run, and oh, he would have been through. Tommy Kane turns, being watched by Tomic. Gives it off for Diot. D'Alexis is to his left. Nice move, nice run. Diot, but finally runs out of room, and Sarantopoulos will give it to Craver. Tsutsukos has moved up as well.
You can hear John Coyle's Scottish accent saying, away, away, away. But he didn't have the ball, so it was tough to knock it away, John.
Fraser. Kane is on the end, and he just couldn't get up high enough.
And once again, these are the breaks you don't get when you're struggling, and Don Ferguson must be glad, because this was a beautiful cross. It's knocked in early. Tommy Kane has taken up a nice position at the far post, but just over his head. And I tell you, when you're struggling and you're at the bottom of the league, you very, very seldom get any breaks at the wall.
D'Alexis will give it to Braccio.
One thing I have to say, every time we've come to this Claude Robillard Stadium, we've had an entertaining game. Montreal Supra play some attractive soccer. Right now, they just can't put the ball in the net.
Kane gives it away. Berdusco waiting for somebody to come up and help him. Pavkovic tries a funny kind of volley, a Hail Mary kind of shot that doesn't go.
Well, I think this is over-optimism at its very best. It's laid off nicely by Eddie Berdusco, but Pavkovic tries a volley, he tries a lob, he tries a hopeful shot, and Aldo Braccio says, no problem at all.
Berdusco cuts it into the middle. Pavkovic is there, and he was quickly on top of Diot, and he was quick to play it back to Braccio. Gagnon, D'Alexis on the far side for the Supra. And despite the 3-0 lead for the Rockets, they continue to press as well, and they're making the Supra hurry all of their passes.
Well, I think they have to continue to press. That's what's got them the 3-0 lead. There's no point in laying back now. That's the way they play. If you said, as we said in the halftime show, that they want to emulate the Vancouver 86ers, there's no way that Vancouver lie back and protect a 3-goal lead. As soon as they've got 3, they're saying, okay, let's get 4. As soon as they get 4, let's get 5. And if North York want to be a Vancouver of the East, then that's the way they have to play. And I hope they do play that way, because I've always believed that the way to play this game is to try and outscore your opponents, not to stop your opponent scoring more than you.
John Coyle, number 11 for the Rockets. Number 10, Tasso Tsutsukos.
Oh, what a good run.
Quaterone on the left side. He has Coyle. Quaterone tries it himself, and Nick Albanis got a foot in there to deflect it.
Well, Ross Quaterone deserved a better fate, because Ross Quaterone and Steve Jensen, as the Montreal Supra defense came out, they made a late run. And either of them could have taken the ball. Quaterone took it. His shot was semi-blocked, and really the chance was gone. But it's nice to see them thinking. As the defense comes out, it has to be the defenders who make the late run to prevent the offside.
Ian Fraser with the long ball for Needham. Jansen is back. Needham tries to get it across, but even if the pass was better, there was nobody up to support him. And you can't do it by yourself. You're trailing 3-0.
Well, as I said in the first half, Steve Jensen, number 4 for North York, and Jens Kramer, number 5, cover each other so well. So if you get past one, you run into the other blue shirt. And I must say, the back 4 for North York, Sarantopoulos, Jensen, Kramer, and Quaterone, have been absolutely outstanding.
Kramer will play it back slowly to Ferguson. Quaterone. It's just disappointing. The score is 3-0 for the 2,643 who have come out to Claude Robillard. Good support shown by the fans of Montreal, but their Supra a little disappointing as they trail 3-0 on the scoreboard.
Well, maybe the team's disappointing, but I think the management must take a lot of credit. That was a terrific crowd. I think there's more than that. And unfortunately for them, the Supra are running up against the North York Rockets side, who are playing pretty well this evening.
Here's a chance. Headed back to Tsukos. Is anybody there? No, and it's cleared away by the Rockets. Diot and Coyle. If you want to come into the face of John Coyle, he'll meet you every time, and that's what he did right there. Berdusco gets up and shows his studs, and it's blown down by Mr. Brunetti. Needham across the middle. Gagnon. Tommy Kane. Kane will tee it up. Kane lets it go.
Bad luck, Tommy. Well, and hope you can't lip read, folks. Well worth the effort.
It's 3-0 North York leading. CSL Sunday is a Foster's telecast. It's been a beautiful day in Montreal. There's the threat of some late thunder showers, but right now, despite the humidity, a beautiful evening for CSL Sunday on TSN, and North York with a 3-0 lead over Montreal. Welcome back to Claude Robillard, Vic Rutter, along with Graham Leggett. Hope you're enjoying CSL Sunday on TSN. Tsutsukos trying to get by Coyle and gives him a little shot, and you're much faster without the ball, and Coyle showed it right there as he caught up with Tsutsukos. Ferguson making his debut with the North York Rockets, and right now has a shutout, and he hasn't really been tested. I think he's maybe had to put his hand on one ball.
Well, he's not been tested because the back four for North York have been outstanding. You could perhaps pick either one of these as our Foster's player of the game, but it's very seldom that defenders get picked as the player of the game because they just do the job. There's no fanfare. They just do it efficiently with no airs and graces.
Sarantopoulos, Jensen, Kramer, Quattrone, the back four for the North York Rockets. And especially Jensen and Kramer, as Graham has mentioned, the two center backs. Albanis. The foul is on North York, and it'll be Tasso Tsutsukos. Plays it forward, Kutsukos for Ian Fraser. Kane works his way in, and then it's just a foot, a little break that the Supra didn't get as Sarantopoulos got in. Play on. Quattrone is making a run. Quattrone cuts across the top of the box to the other side, looking for Pankovic, and it's cleared away by Gagnon. Verduzco, slow to get up.
Well, he's slow to get up. Remember that tussle that we saw in the first half between Eddie Verduzco and Jean-Pierre Boucher? Well, Jean-Pierre Boucher remembered what happened, and he gave Eddie a little rap there. Don't think that people don't remember what happens in a game. You keep a little book and you note it down, and when you get the chance, you give him a little rap back. Eddie was due one from Jean-Pierre Boucher, and I know Eddie knows that.
We've played just over 21 minutes of the second half. It's 3-0. North York leading. 2 goals by Tomic, 1 goal by Pavkovic.
And so far, it's a Yugoslavian monopoly as far as goal scorers are concerned.
The only person we haven't heard from is Lonkerovic.
He's done his share, though. You know, he's been outstanding in midfield. He's picked men up. He's provided the passes through. He's covered well. He's really, although he won't get the glory in this game, he's really perhaps played better than Tomic or Pavkovic. But he's done it in a quiet way, and it's not been so obvious.
John Coyle with the run. Kane trying to get back. Albanis gets up to head it to the wing. Fraser for Kane. Trying to run himself, and then it's finally cleared out of bounds by Jensen.
And Steve Jensen, who had a spell with Winnipeg, I think is a little more comfortable back playing with North York Rockets. was outstanding in the young Canadian teams. Has a great future in the game.
Pakovic on the right side. Diot is back. And Diot good to get back to defend and get a foot on it to knock it over the end line.
Good covering by Patrick Diot, although I thought Zeljko Pavkovic a little slow to take his opportunity there. Took a couple of touches too many. Once you get in that penalty box, you're only allowed 1 touch or 2 touch. If you take 3 or 4, the defender is always there to cover it up.
It'll be a corner kick for the Rockets. And they're taking it very slowly, not hurrying to take this one. They lead by 3.
And
John Coyle.
They don't even bring the big man up from the back. They're quite content to keep Jensen and Kramer back there and let the forwards fight for it.
At the near post, though, Pakovic is right there, and this time Braccio gets up again. He's played those corners much better. The problem was he gave up the goal on the first one, and he missed that.
Well, he was sleeping on the first one, and I think he knows that. He started to come, he stopped. Once you change your mind as a goalkeeper, you can give it up. You have to make your mind up and come all the way, but Aldo Braccio came out there well. He made his mind up, came for the ball, good hands.
Pavkovic. Albanis will clear it back to Braccio. Galexis on the far side will give it to his keeper.
Lots of goalkeepers in the Canadian Soccer League have started doing that, coming outside the box and playing the ball with the feet like an outfield player. You know, the one advantage the goalkeeper has is he can use his hands. As soon as you come outside the box, you're just an ordinary player. Well, I don't mean ordinary, I mean a regular player. And you have to pass it like that. We've seen Dolan. Dolan does it a lot.
John Coyle with the run. Coyle trying to get through. He's through. Coyle. Berdusco is alone in the middle. Now here comes the support. And Pavkovic gets there, but puts it wide of that far post. What a nice run by John Coyle.
And what nice covering by Patrick Diot. You know, John Coyle has struggled and struggled. He keeps losing the ball. He keeps getting it back. Now he's got a chance to cross it to the far post. The blue shirts are lining up, but Patrick Diot heads it behind for the corner. Good covering by the MVP for last year from the Montreal Supra.
Another corner for the North York Rockets. Coyle, as he has done the entire game.
And not much room there with the building equipment piled up at the side.
Braccio, oh, headed away Gagnon on that near post as it got through the big mitts of Braccio, and then it was Gagnon heading it out of danger.
Well, I'm a big admirer of Andre Gagnon. I think the guy does well every game we've covered this. This is a good high corner kick, much like the first one that the Rockets scored from. Goalkeeper makes a bit of a boo-boo, but Andre Gagnon is right there on the line.
Braccio deflecting it onto his own man as it sort of squirted through his hands, and he deflected it on, and thankfully Gagnon was there. John Coyle, very dangerous off those set corners.
Well, that's why the fullbacks stand at the near post in case the goalkeeper mishandles the ball or in case it eludes the goalkeeper. If the ball's headed towards the goal, the two fullbacks, or it's usually the smallest guys on the field, they mark the posts. They stand there. Once they come out, if Gagnon had come out towards the ball, that would have been a goal. Gagnon held his position, full marks to him. Good player, Andre Gagnon.
Into the box, it gets by Tomic. Quattrone. Played through, Braccio just punches it away.
And Adriano Brunetti decides that that was offside. He made the call. He did not rely on Stanley Chan. Nice little chip in by Quattrone, but the blue shirt was there too early. Full marks to Aldo Braccio. He'd made his mind up once again. It was his ball.
Lonkerovic had made the run for the Rockets, but Mr. Brunetti was in good position because he was right on that back line. Here's a chance again, but no, this time again, the offside flag. Stanley Chan, there you see him. No doubt about it as he put it up.
Well, I tell you, I'm not too sure about this because I got a feeling that Andre Gagnon played this ball forward. Watch, Andre Gagnon pushes it forward. You cannot be offside if the white shirt pushes it forward. That, I felt, was a legitimate goal, but then we have the advantage of replay, instant replay, slow motion replay. Stanley Chan on the far side is not, but if the defender pushes the ball back and you get the ball in an offside position, you are not offside. It has to be played by your team.
Alexei plays it through. Yes! Grant Needham has put the Supra on the board.
And the huge crowd is absolutely delighted. 18-year-old Grant Needham took advantage of a casual clearance by the North York Rockets. Just watch this, good hustle by Gaspard Alexis. It breaks to Needham, he knocks it past Don Ferguson. 3-1 after 28 minutes. Watch this, the youngster, 18-year-old, deserves this goal. Takes his chance well. Great finish. It's now 3-1, and the Montreal Supra fans, 2,600 of them, are absolutely delighted.
And as you can see, his third goal this season, Grant Needham scoring in the 73rd minute. It is now 3-1 North York. Cleared in front. Pavkovic tries to head it through. Cleared upfield. Now we'll see if it adds some life to the attack of the Montreal Supra. Gagnon, as the crowd certainly has come to life here at Claude Robillard. Needham on the far side. Kramer over to Marquis. Needham trying to get it across. Quattrone, and there is Ferguson. And the crowd and the game have come alive here at Claude Robillard.
And who was the player who blocked the shot? Number 6, Stefan Longarevic. Good play by Grant Needham, but what's number 6? Longarevic right there to block it. Ross Quattrone helps out. I tell you what, for the crowd here in Montreal, Claude Robillard Stadium, what a boost to get that goal by young Grant Needham. They've got 17 minutes to go. Who knows in this game? And now Mirko Basic is saying, let's concentrate. Let's not relax. We can't afford to. Clumsy tackles happen in the game. If you come in from behind, you get a wrap in the back of the leg and you get a little bit of surprise. He'll be okay in another couple of minutes.
Pavkovic, who scored the opening goal in his first game with the Rockets, is the player down. Mr. Brunetti now talking to the training staff, saying let's either get on with the game or move them off the side. 3-1, and who knows what this late goal might do. Warming up for the North York Rockets is Ralph Golan, an 18-year-old who is in his second season. Played 27 games last year for the Rockets, a defender, and I suspect what will happen now is if they take Pavkovic out, they'll add it to the defense and play 5 across the back. Boucher for Braccio. Fraser to Tsukos, and this is Tommy Kane. Now he needs some help. Tommy Kane can't get by Jensen. It'll be corner kick. So he at least got something out of it. Tommy Kane would have liked to have crossed it, but he gets a corner.
Well, the corner's worth its weight in gold right now because they can bring the big man up from the back. And Tommy Kane's done a lot of running. He's obviously tired. Don Ferguson, disappointed, obviously. He's given up his shutout. But I think Montreal Supra, good value for that goal. Nice to see young Grant Needham get it in the 73rd minute.
Koutsukos to take this corner, gets it up, goes for the far post, headed down, and then finally cleared away Gagnon heads it back. Still just at the top of the backs, Quattrone.
Let it run. Get stuck in.
Koutsoukas for Albanis, and it'll squirt into touch.
Fucking wake up, man.
Yeah, we did hear the language, but referee Adriano Brunetti in good control of this game. It's been played very well from start to finish. We've had 4 goals.
Oh,
and there was the boot up, but he's right on the spot. Very good game, Adriano Brunetti.
Sarantopoulos getting it up in the face of Grant Needham. Koutsoukas, it's opened up for him. Ritzy!
And the North York Rockets looking a little disorganized right now as the Montreal Supra take advantage of that goal and gain the momentum. Good shot, just hooks it a little high, but I tell you what, the North York Rockets laid back, laid open the shot, hits it low. It could well have been 3-2. Bad luck, good effort.
And Gagnon all the while realizing Ritzy was going to move by him. Gagnon doing the limbo, trying to get out of the way of any coming shot.
And it shows how the Montreal Supra are pushing forward, because Marco Ritzy, number 8 for the whole game, has been playing at right back and trying to contain John Coyle and Zelko Pavkovic, but he's moving up now, as the Montreal Supra have to do, with about 5 minutes to go, 6 minutes to go. There's not much time left in this game, and Montreal Supra down still by 2 goals, have to get the next goal.
Free kick for the Supra. This is Fraser. Will come to the near side. Neatly headed forward by Kane. Can't outrun Jensen. Then the ball played forward for Needham. And it'll go over the end line. It'll be goal ball. Ralph Golan putting on his shin pads and tying up his boot before the substitution. Final word from the technical director of the North York Rockets, Peter Filicetti. But the okay for the substitution still hasn't come from Mr. Adriano Brunetti. If he's going to stop the game, he wants you to be ready. Tommy Kane, Quattrone trying to get in. Can Kane get across? She does. Just a little too far for Fraser.
What a great run by Tommy Kane, and the ball just not running for the Montreal Supra.
Koutsoukas this time puts it over the bar. Boy, if they would have played with this kind of life, they wouldn't be down 3-1.
Well, you often wonder why a team starts off so slowly. Then when they get down 3 goals, they push people forward. And then you say, why didn't they start like that? And it looks like Stefan Lonkarevic, who's played very well in midfield. One of the Yugoslavian players is coming off, and number 14, Ralph Golan, is coming on for the North York Rockets.
The 18-year-old Ralph Golan in his second year takes his position. It'll be interesting to see now where he lines up. He ran right back to the defender spot, so as we may guess, Fraser, Verduzco, little pushing, a little shoving, Mr. Brunetta getting in the middle. Ritzy, Quattrone throwing a couple of punches.
Now, Adriano Brunetti will cool this down very, very quickly. I think the culprit was Eddie Verduzco, who was the victim of a pretty harsh tackle, and said a few words to referee Adriano Brunetti, and as a result, it's Marco Ritzy who gets a yellow card.
Well, he threw a punch at Quattrone as they were breaking it up. And that is the only damage with the book. The yellow card to Marco Rizzi. Verduzco trying to get it across. And the foul is on Verduzco. Eddie Verduzco.
Eddie Verduzco has had a very good game and could well be one of our candidates for our Foster's Player of the Game. Guilty of a little shirt pulling there, Eddie. But he can be proud of the way he's played this evening. He hasn't scored, but hit the post in the first half that could put the game out of reach.
By our watch, about 7 minutes to go in the game. Certainly extra time will be added on by Mr. Brunetti, injury time.
Well, he added on 4 minutes in the first half. There's not been too many injuries in the second half, so perhaps he'll call it right on the 90 minutes or the 45 minutes in the second half.
Into touch, near side. And it'll be a throw in for the Rockets. Quattrone involved in that little minor punch-up with Marco Rizzi, but it was Rizzi who got the yellow card and Quattrone got away.
Now, Vic, don't say punch-up, say altercation.
Altercation.
Punch-up is a little more severe.
There you see the unofficial time, the Foster's clock, 5 minutes and change left.
Eddie Verduzco said it couldn't have been me that time. It had to be the defender. And Eddie, you're right. Free kick, John Coyle going to take it, and North York still leaving the big man back to defend. They're not pushing Kramer up, they're not pushing Jensen up. They're going to leave the forwards to do the job.
Coyle across the top of the box, and it's cleared away by Albanis. Needham goes over the top of Quattrone.
And you could have picked Verduzco, Coyle, or Pavkovic as being the culprits for that offside. The forwards, when you're a little lazy, you can always be offside. As the defenders move up, you have to move out with them. And I tell you, number 6, Jean-Pierre Boucher's had a hard game. And Cameron Walker coming on for Marco Rizzi. Good move by Montreal. Bring a forward on for a defender. Now Nicol Benes, Patrick Diot, and Jean-Pierre Boucher will be the lone defenders for Montreal.
Frazier tries it himself. The last time they played, North York won 3-2. Andy Honorato thought he should have won that game at Esther Shiner Stadium. But in this one, certainly the Rockets have been the dominant team. And as you say, Graham, you wonder why the Supra haven't played with more intensity. And certainly the intensity they've shown the last 15 minutes.
Well, as I said in the first half, you're only allowed to play as well as the opposition lets you. And I must say that North York have been very impressive. Only in this last 5-6 minutes has the Montreal Supra showed any intention to go forward and put some pressure on the North York Rockets back four.
Throw in quickly taken by the Supra. Albanis across midfield. Intercepted and cleared right back. Braccio will play it upfield. The Supra trail by 2. Verduzco, Quattrone. Head for Cosimo Comiso. Braccio upfield for the Supra. Kramer. For John Coyle. Ferguson with Diot up to watch him. And Ferguson from the top of his box booms it upfield. Verduzco trying to control and King. And up and down the field, the two keepers will play the ball. On you hear Quattrone.
I hope you didn't hear Ross Quattrone, who's lying injured just beside our microphone and took a nasty knock right in the tummy.
Couldn't get it through to Diot.
Offside.
Eddie Verduzco on the near side.
Well, you see, that's just a lack of concentration. Eddie Verduzco and Zeljko Pavkovic wide on the left and the right wing. Clean breakthrough, and they go offside. That shouldn't happen. Well, watch this tackle. Nice little wrap right in the tummy for Ross Quattrone. Wasn't too impressed. And it looks like North York have brought on another substitute, number
Sidney
7.
Marsh has come into the game to replace Ross Quattrone. Sidney Marsh wearing number 7, 24-year-old in his first season, played last year with London Marconi of the National Soccer League, the provincial league in Ontario. Pavkovic!
Oh, unlucky. What a great ball that was by Peter Sarantopoulos.
There's Sidney Marsh from London Marconi. And it's interesting, while Mirko Basic, the new head coach, knows his Yugoslavian players, he also knows the talent available in the NSL, and Sidney Marsh is one that he's probably coached against.
Well, I tell you what, that he may not get the London players next year, because London are desperately trying to get a franchise in the Canadian Soccer League. They have the London Soccer Society. They've got a couple of friendly games organised. They've got everything in place. And Halifax is coming in next year. London, Ontario is trying to be the next franchise in the Canadian Soccer League, and wish them every success.
Oh, Verduzco hauled down, and not very neatly by Cameron Walker.
I think Eddie's a little tired. Feeling a little gassed there, Eddie. Wasn't as bad as it looked, was it? No. Although Mirko Basic, with a 2-goal lead still, looking agitated, he's saying, okay, don't worry, we got a 2-goal lead, relax. And Pavkovic now is limping.
And he'll come out of the game. Zeljko Pavkovic to be replaced by Sandro Cesario.
And of course, 3 substitutes allowed in the Canadian Soccer League. Commissioner Dale Barnes argues that it allows more Canadians to get into the game, and I'm all for it.
Into touch on the far side, and Sarantopoulos brings down the O in O'Keefe. 17-year-old Sandro Cesario only played 3 games last year for the Rockets, but again, one of the up-and-comers. Into the box, Fraser's there. Can he get a boot to it?
Well, he did get his boot to it, but he also got the 6 cleats to it. And as soon as you show the cleats, then referee Adriano Brunetti is going to blow it dead.
Injury time here in the second half. It's all in the hands of that man, Adriano Brunetti. And there it is to end it here at Claude Robillard. And a very big win for North York, and a disappointing loss, needless to say, for Montreal, who will remain 4 points behind Ottawa.
Disappointing loss by Montreal, but a game performance, 3-1, a fair result on the play.
Defensive and offensive players of the game as selected by the
3-1 the final score. North York wins it over Montreal. Now it's time for the TSN Turning Point, brought to you by Converse.
Well, the converse turning point is North York's third goal. Vladimir Tomic is 1-1. Breaks nicely for him. He hits a superb volley into the far corner. 3 minutes into the second half, 3-0 North York. That goal killed Montreal's chances of a comeback. A beautiful goal, the converse turning point.
A cash donation will be made to amateur sport on behalf of TSN and Converse. Andy Honorato thought he had his team turned around after the win a week ago. He has more work to do. North York wins at the final 3-1 over Montreal. CSL Sunday is a Foster's telecast. Jeez, you can hardly hear yourself. Holy Christmas.
I know.
Yeah. Once again now, please, because we don't want to screw this up.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's it means I understood that's it to mean that's it. So we're doing everything just the way it is, right?
Both beautifully taken.
Okay, look right here. There. Big smile, big smile. Big smile.
Who's your player of the game?
Vladan Tomic, a Yugoslavian.
Two goals in the first half, one very early in the third. North York wins at 3-1 over Montreal. Who's your player of the game?
My Foster's player of the game, number 8 for North York. 2 goals, both beautifully taken. Vladan Tomic, an all-round super performance. Our Foster's player of the game.
The North York Rockets move into a second-place tie with Hamilton in the Eastern Division, 4 points behind Toronto. CSL Sunday, a Foster's telecast. How you doing? So no next telecast. Is that what you're telling me? So final score, next telecast, Air Canada, and goodbye. Okay, sir. Yeah. Hello, Jimmy. Welcome back.
I spoke to him before the game to get him.
Ah,
So it's good to see him.
great.
7-6.
Final score here at Claude Robillard. North York wins at 3-1 over the Montreal Supra. Vladan Tomic with a couple of goals for the Rockets. Our next telecast, the Supra, will be on the road, and they're going to be in tough. Sunday, July the 2nd, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, the Supra and the Vancouver 86ers. Promotional consideration has been provided by Air Canada. Air Canada, the official airline of the Canadian Soccer League. Once again, the final score, North York 3, Montreal 1. On behalf of Graham Leggett and our entire crew, I'm Vic Roeder. Goodbye from Montreal.